Hello. My name is Stephen Hawking, physicist, cosmologist, and something of a dreamer. Although I cannot move,
And I have to speak through a computer. In my mind, I am free.
William Hawking was born in Oxford, England on the 300th anniversary of the death of Galileo on January 8, 1942. At 17 years old, he entered Oxford University. In 1862, Hawking moved to Cambridge University for a PhD in cosmology, and 1 year later was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease.
medicine has not been able to cure me, so I rely on technology to help me communicate and live.
That vital system that Professor Stephen Hawking relies on has recently got an upgrade. Tasks that used to take 3 to 4 minutes, like opening a Word document, now take around 10 seconds. Intel has been working with Hawking for decades, and the latest upgrade was over 2 years in the making.
I communicate with a computer system in a box in the back of my wheelchair. This system was put together for me by David Mason of Cambridge Adaptive Communications. On the computer, I run a program called Equalizer. A cursor moves across the upper part of the screen. I can stop it by pressing a switch in my hand. In this way, I can select words which are printed on the lower part of the screen. When I have built up a sentence, I can send it to a speech synthesizer. I use a separate synthesizer made by Speech Plus, a division of Centigram Communications Corporation. I can save what I write on disk. I write papers using a formatting program called TeX. I can write equations in words, and the program translates them into symbols and prints them out on paper in the appropriate type.
Here's the crazy part. Everything Stephen Hawking does on his computer is triggered by one muscle in his cheek. An infrared sensor detects when his cheek muscle moves up, just the way our smartphones can sense when it's close to the face. Future versions of this technology are aiming to take a bigger range of movement into account.
But he can actually today say yes and no by moving, his eyebrows and by pulling his mouth. So one of the things that we've been working on is using essentially a camera system to detect these different movements. So now he can, for example, undo things by saying no, rather than having to go and manipulate the whole screen to get to a backspace button, for example.
Applies to Hawking's text-to-speech system. UK startup SwiftKey, whose software runs predictive text apps on smartphones, has doubled Hawking's speech rate. It considers what Hawking was last writing, whether there were any errors, and then tries to predict which character he might choose next. To do that, the SwiftKey program has to learn how Hawking writes and speaks by analyzing dozens of his documents, some published, others not.